So, 2 matches done, 2 shows. The first show was a really great match with August Jackson at MACKADOWN. I really enjoyed it, the crowd was really lively. And then we drove 45 minutes or so onto the next show, PWL KUMITE at Warsaw. And that match was pretty brutal, you can probably tell. Thanks, Carl. And yeah, it was pretty brutal the second match, and I'm really feeling it right now. And McDonald's, I'm having a full fat Coke in tribute to my good friend Jake. And yeah, a brilliant night, really enjoyed it, and I think I deserve this McDonald's. And yeah, it's been a tough one, but I love it. Thank you. Welcome to the very long overdue next episode of the Hatter's Hijinx. Hi guys, it's been several weeks since the last episode, and the reason is because the last several weeks have been absolutely crazy. I'm going to try and catch you up on everything that's happened, but a lot's happened and I don't want to bore people, I don't want to drag on, so I'm going to try and move along as quickly as possible, going over all the highlights since the last time I spoke to you. So in the last episode, we were on the eve of Full Force Wrestling at MACKADOWN and PWL KUMITE. I had 2 great matches in one night and it was brilliant. The first match was against August Jackson, and it was the first time I've ever wrestled him one-on-one. We had a really good match. The crowd at MACKADOWN are brilliant, they're always lively. It's easily one of my favourite venues to perform in. That's a sentence I probably use quite a lot because I have got a good 5, 6, 7 favourite venues. But each one of those venues mean a lot to me. And the crowd at MACKADOWN are brilliant. I love them. It's a great show. Brilliant. I think it's going to be available on Turnbuckle TV, I think, soon. So check it out. You will appreciate it. Then I drove 40 minutes up the road to PWL KUMITE, where I main evented against their champion, Danny Gold. Me and Danny have had several great matches already this year, and this match was brutal. I've always wanted to take part in a, what do you want to call it, shoot wrestling style match. It's long been a dream of mine as someone who's a huge fan of MMA, martial arts, boxing, all that. Shoot wrestling, and obviously professional wrestling. Shoot wrestling brings that all together into one. It's not everyone's taste, but at the same time, it's a very unique discipline of fighting. A lot of the early MMA was really shoot wrestling, but the modern MMA stuff isn't. But great match with Danny Gold. A little bit brutal, very battered, very bruised, a bit of blood. one of my favourite matches of my career because it was a huge milestone for me personally, and it was great. It was a great night. After that, it was my birthday. It was a very low-key birthday this year, mainly because I felt ill. I honestly had no energy. I think I had some sort of like 48-hour virus. So on my birthday, I literally had a takeaway from Beefy Boys, the best burger in the world. I think that's official. They might have got second place. I can't remember. Really should have researched that before I started to record. If they got first, if they didn't get first place, they definitely got second. I can't remember. Anyway, they're amazing, Beefy Boys. Had a great Beefy Boys burger, and I went to bed at 9 p.m. Rock and roll. And for the record, the next day I was in bed at 5:30 and slept right through like 12 hours. So I had some sort of weird 48-hour bug. But anyway, thank you all for the birthday wishes. I was generally humbled how many people took the time to wish me happy birthday. I got some great presents. I got tickets to see Queen, and yeah, it was just great. And I'm always reflective on my birthday, and I will be honest and say perhaps the last 12 months haven't been the easiest for me personally, but I think I've grown, and that's the important thing I feel every year. It's not so much your progress in life's ladder, it's how much you have grown as a human. And I think I've grown quite a lot this past 12 months. And I've certainly grown as a professional wrestler. So that's the important thing, isn't it? So the weekend after my birthday, I purposely took it off because I've been out on the road every weekend since the start of December. I haven't really had much time at home. I wanted to do a few things around the home, and it was my birthday weekend, and I wanted to catch up with some family, so I purposely took that weekend off. And I mean, what could possibly go wrong?
It's the worst flooding Hereford has ever seen. The River Wye has hit record levels, consuming entire streets. The people who live here did have enough time to get their cars out, but in a matter of hours, the only way out was to be rescued.
So yeah, Sunday morning, 7 a.m, I was awoken by a phone call to say, can you please go into work? I work Sunday, and then I work double shifts right through the week. Apart from one day, which me and my dad went to watch my sister in the pantomime, Aladdin. A big shout out to HAPS, Hereford Amateur Pantomime Society. They've helped Iron Fist several times over the last year, and it was great to go see them. They sold out every night, I believe. It was certainly sold out when me and my father were there. A fantastic show. They do a lot of stuff for charity. So next February, please go and see the next show. I would have plugged it if I did episodes, but I'm in the process of explaining what I didn't do in the episodes before. But it was a fantastic show. I had a great time. So yeah, I worked an insane amount of hours that week because Hereford had its worst ever flooding in 200 years. All the footage you see is from other people's blogs because I was actually working sort of at command centre, I suppose, if you like, helping out and assisting. When I say helping out and assisting, I mean literally doing things like bringing extension leads and moving tables and setting up telephones. It was nothing like the real work, but I was there, so I couldn't really get out and take videos. That's what I'm stealing off other people's blogs right now. And while I mention it, I just want to say thank you to Squinny for the footage, and to Killian Jacobs. So I'd like to give both of them a plug. Well, I had to get some comedy in, didn't I? Apparently this guy's old hat now, no one gets the joke, so yeah, Hereford has been underwater for the last 2 weeks. It's been devastating for the city, but the community spirit has been fantastic. The local services, from the emergency services to the local government, has been fantastic. And I think Herefordans have done themselves really proud over the last 2 weeks. I'd like to give a big shout out right now to the People's Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, who's taken the time out of his very busy schedule to visit the flood victims who voted for him, and to see what they're going through. Because he's a man of the people who really understands what it means to struggle in life. Not like Jeremy Corbyn, that Jew-hating man. Seriously, where's Boris Johnson? Half his country's underwater right now, and he's living in a mansion, telling us that he is the man, the party of the working class. It makes me sick. They deserve to be living in a mansion that's flooded with no electricity for 3 or 4 days, to see how we're doing right now on the ground level. Let me tell you something right now. If it was one of his rich friends from Russia, or the Carphone warehouse manager, or the owner of the Sun's house who's flooded, he'd be there with a bloody bucket chucking the water out. People. Party of the working class. Bull. I never voted for him. I would never vote for him. And I'm very proud to say the person I voted for, he was visiting flood victims when he had no political gain. He did it because he's a thing called a decent human being. Political rant over. Normal service will resume. This past weekend was a very special weekend because the real world champion finally got back the gold. I'm not going to lie, I thought Wilder was going to win. I just thought the knockout punch would be too much. I never saw coming what actually happened. I was blown away, as everyone else was. Tyson Fury truly cemented himself as the #1 heavyweight boxer in the world. It's almost laughable now to think 2 years ago that people saw Joshua as the #1 boxer in the world. Joshua truly now looks amateur. That's probably not fair, but Joshua looks like mid-level. Tyson Fury is top level. He's elite, and he's gone from zero to hero. He's become a champion of the gypsies, but also a champion of the people. And I wrote a very long piece which went viral. I was very conscious about writing this because I thought people would go, oh, he's playing the race card. And I think I'm at like 500 shares at the time of recording. Big shout out to the Traveller's Times, who also picked up on the piece and ran an article on it. And lots, I mean, I got 500, 450, I don't know, somewhere around there, shares. And thank you to everyone who shared it. I'm generally touched by the response. It's Christy Tarocca, they shared it, they helped out a lot. Yeah, very generally touched, thank you. So I'm going to finish this entry by hyping up this Saturday at the Richmond Club. Iron Fist Wrestling present their first show of the year, Backdrop to the Future. I am taking part in the Hatters Road Open Invitational. Any person can walk through that curtain. It could be a member of the roster, it could be a returning legend, it could be a debut, it could even be a cyborg. I can't wait to see you there. Ticket sales are going great, so it looks like it's going to be a great crowd. Please, if you want to come down, reserve your ticket right now. This is going to be an amazing show. I'm so excited. I love performing in Hereford. I have performed in Hereford once this year at a birthday party, but this is a proper show. Well, first one was a proper show, to be fair, but this is a paid show, and this will be a fantastic show. King Iron Fist tournament, always brilliant, fantastic, rich history of that tournament. I don't even know why I'm hyping it up anymore, because anyone who's watching this follows me on social media and they know I've been hyping it up for weeks. The show is this Saturday at the Richmond Club, Hereford. Tickets are available now. Website across the screen. And also, you can reserve through Iron Fist Facebook, or you can visit the Richmond Club and buy tickets behind the bar. There will be limited tickets available on the door, but please buy in advance to save disappointment. Doors open 6:30. Show starts 7:30. I can't wait to see you all there. Please, 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 if you see me, give me a shout. Make sure you cheer me. I love performing in Hereford, and I'm really excited for this Saturday. I'm confident it's going to be a really good show, and I'm feeling good about my match. I've had a couple of weeks off, so a couple of nagging injuries. Wrestlers always have nagging injuries, but as I've had a couple of weeks off, I kind of feel my body's relaxed now, and I'm feeling good. I'm 1 year older, 1 year wiser, and this Saturday, Richmond Club, Hereford, you're going to see the Hatter.